to your full moon and Gemini reading. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars. How are you all doing today? I hope the energies of the super full moon in Gemini have been treating you well. We're going to take a look at how the energy has affected you, and the planet Mercury, all its themes of communication, narratives into like the mind, etc., etc., they are of a special relevance to us today. So we'll be taking a look at how the way you operate in this world, Libra, the way you communicate with others, the way you communicate with yourself has changed or not changed over the past 6 to 12 months. So the first cards we have coming out for you is the Fool in the upright, the Hierophant in the reverse, the Two of Cups in the upright, as well as the Four of Swords in the reverse. So what I'm hearing for you, Libra, is this year, the past 6 to 12 months, the energy of the Gemini full moon has made you reflect upon the new beginnings that you have entered this year. I'm hearing daring steps you have taken despite everyone telling you that it will not be the right way, everyone telling you that you have to doubt how you feel about yourself and the decisions you want to make. I will find a better way to clarify this. I'm trying to put some structure into my thoughts right now. So you might have been a really in a headspace of the distraction when it comes to the voices of others. So other people's voices might have been in your head this year, and you have, I'm hearing, found, this has been coming out in a lot of readings, but you found a soulmate within yourself. Rather than, I'm not seeing the Two of Cups that came out here in the upright as a romantic connection. Of course, that could still apply for a lot of you, but what I'm hearing is that's not what you're reflecting on. What you're reflecting on is the peace you have made within yourself, Libra. You might have been really dependent on people or connection in general. For most of your life, you might have made choices that did not align with your own beliefs, your own standards that you set for yourself, but you were willing to sacrifice your integrity, to uphold connection, to receive love, to keep people in your life that should have not been in your life in the first place, is what I'm hearing, if that's what it took for them to stay. And what you are reflecting on during the super full moon in Gemini is the choices you have now made in favor of your own integrity, of your own feelings, of the own love you give yourself. And I'm hearing that at one point you've experienced a lot of emotional burnout, and you felt insecure and really unaligned with yourself, like you were not recognizing the person you've been inside your whole life when you were around certain people. So they made you feel like you had to fake yourself or compromise on such important parts of, like, core parts of your personality had to be compromised on for those connections to be maintained. And it led to your identity experiencing a breakdown. I'm hearing that you struggled a lot with repressed emotions that you had to repress to maintain these relationships, you know. But at one point, the past 6 to 12 months, hi Libra, your reading was interrupted, disrupted by storage issues on my phone, and I'll take that as a sign as well. If there's storage issues, there's usually an issue of there being too much of something. And while I was away, I was talking about, before I got interrupted, I was talking about that you had to repress your emotions a lot, to maintain these relationships. You had to kind of give up on your own integrity to keep the person or the people, I'm hearing, or situations in your life. Otherwise, they would have not been in your life. And I was saying that would have been a good thing, but disregarding that, we got the Three of Pentacles as well as the Ten of Swords coming out in the reverse, which tells me that you are a sign. I mean, Libra, you crave a lot of balance, right? Your sister sign is Aries, and Aries is really headstrong. They charge ahead by themselves, is what I'm hearing. They don't wait for anyone, you know. That's why they get called egotistical or ego-driven sometimes. And you are the opposite. You wait for everyone to hold hands and go together, you know. And something like the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, working alone, having to actually confront people and cause disharmony, has been really one of the worst experiences of your life, is what I'm hearing. 133 when I said that. So you kind of hit rock bottom this year, and you took a leap of faith. Exactly. You actually took a leap of faith. You actually fought, Libra. You're not a fighter usually. You're a lover boy, lover girl, you know. So doing something that goes so against your nature is bringing you good karma, though. It's like you passed a test here. You stood up for yourself, and you didn't go with the flow like you usually do to maintain like harmony between others. You want the group to get along. You do not like conflict. You don't like competition or rivals, enemies. You do like to gossip, but it's all fun, you know. It's all for fun and games. But when you get used like this, like you have, when you get depleted emotionally, at one point you snap. You get as ferocious as Aries is, and they can be just as much as a social butterfly as you are, Libra. Speaking from experience, I'm an Aries. And this kind of energy, channeling this, that's why I said ferocious, because we have Leo here. And this kind of fire is usually something that would make you uncomfortable. But it turned this insecurity, the strength in the reverse, into inner strength. So I'm hearing that during this full moon in Gemini, you are reflecting upon the things that you are now proud of, the way you stood up for yourself, the kind of behaviors you didn't even know you had when it comes to taking care of yourself, is what I'm hearing. Standing up for yourself, you know, fighting against self-doubt and the haters is what I'm hearing as well. I'll pull some clarifiers to see what else wants to come up. Oh, wow. So I think the relationship you have developed to yourself this year, Libra, has been really fruitful in terms of self-confidence. And what I'm hearing is not just infinite possibilities, but infinite possibilities for growth. Okay, exactly. We have transformation coming out here. So you might have thought in your life that you would always stay the way you are in terms of like... I'm hearing the word timid. I don't like this word because it has so many negative connotations, but it does apply here. So you might have been a bit of a shy individual, have let people run over you, you know, have let them kind of treat you however they like, as long as they come back, you know. But that is not something that you tolerate anymore. So I'm hearing that your tolerance for bullshit has really gone down, which is great. So I'll read these oracle cards for you real quick, Libra. Your intuition is quietly guiding you, but sometimes you need to pay more attention to the small changes around you. Reflect on recent moments of confusion. By observing the little details, you sharpen your intuition over time. This is what I'm hearing when you realize people's cups were running over while yours is running dry. So 444 in the timer when I said that. You might have noticed that after meeting certain people or being in certain situations, the other party in your relationship always gained much more from your energy exchange than you did. So you might have felt depleted after every meeting, while they left really exuberantly and excited and like revitalized, is what I'm hearing. And it's like they kind of sucked the energy out of you, you know, sucked the life out of you, and you just kept on giving life until you had nothing left to give anymore. So it's really trusting, like you should be grateful. This card actually talks about it. The second card is called gratitude. You should be grateful for these skills you've developed. Like I'm hearing your intuition is much sharper than it ever has been, Libra. So let's read this card together. Oh, well, I'm going to read it to you. You don't have to read it. Gratitude brings more joy and abundance. Have you been overlooking the good in your life? Take a moment to appreciate what you have. This mindset will attract even more positivity. Yeah, exactly. You might have been operating in a bit of a lack mindset when it came to people, connections, relationships, and that was because you weren't filling your own cup first. This is a matter of the oxygen metaphor. Like, you have to put oxygen mask metaphor, sorry. You have to put on your oxygen mask first before you help others. So you have to fill your own cup first before you fill other people's cup, Libra. And I think realizing that and really embodying that has helped you a lot in terms of gratitude for yourself and the relationship you have with yourself now. That is the relationship of the utmost importance to you at the moment. So let's read the third card together. Again, I'll read it to you. Infinite possibilities. You are at the threshold of infinite possibilities. The universe is opening new paths for you. Break free from old limits and explore the unknown. The potential ahead is greater than you think. And transformation. You are undergoing a profound transformation. Have recent changes made you uncertain? Embrace the shifts. They are guiding you toward personal and spiritual growth. Yeah, this is what I was hearing. So you might have noticed that you just don't, like, sometimes there's moments where you sit amongst people that you have known for a really long time through you don't really have the same interests or anything, but just the circumstances have brought you together, and you sit together amongst each other, and one day you think, why am I here? Why am I here with these people? We don't talk about the same things. I don't even like most of these people, and you just leave and don't look back. And that might have happened to you. That's what I'm channeling, Libra. But what I was gonna say is that because you have now focused your energy on yourself, filling your own cup, you are changing in the ways you operate in the world, you will also be pulling in different types of people, you know? So that is something you can look forward to, is what I'm hearing in the next year. But I'll pull some more abstract oracle cards for you, Libra, because I feel like there's more messages that the full moon in Gemini energy would like to highlight. Okay, we have two cards coming out. All right, the sacred space and self-love. Okay, so the sun is always identity, and seeing a sun as well as a moon here. Wait, I'll show you the cards. I'm not sure. I think these are the only ones I'll pull. They are really speaking to me. So we have two cards here. When I see the sun and the moon like this, especially with the heart right here, I always think of the union between your divine masculine and divine feminine energy. That has also been coming out a lot. I'm guessing because the next year will be the year of completion. So we are currently in a preparation year. We're taking a review on all of the intentions we set and the work we have put in, how far we have come, what narratives have helped us, what haven't helped us. And we are doing that because we want to be whole. And to be whole, you have to let go of certain things that cut through. I'm not sure why that came through like that, but what I'm saying is that make you a half instead of a whole thing. And you have been working a lot on combining or balancing your inner masculine and feminine energies, Libra, and that has led to self-love. 4 + 1, you can see the numbers here. 4 + 1 is 5, so that means change. A change is coming. So yeah, we have the sacred space as well. And what I'm hearing here is the seeds you planted this year. This is what you're reflecting on, by the way. The seeds you've planted this year, they will bring you further than you can imagine at the moment, especially in terms of new relationships, but just opportunities that make you feel whole in general. So that is really beautiful, Libra. I'll pull some more cards and then end your reading. This Gemini super full moon is the second largest, by the way, after the November super full moon, the beaver moon we had. So the energy is really amplified. Even outside these days, everyone is just telling the truth. At work, the people are just confessing things that they should be confessing to a therapist, but the energy is so potent. Everyone is communicating in a really rapid and like aggressive way, you know what I mean? So we got your heart coming out here a lot. And what I'm sensing immediately is that your heart that was depleted, your heart that you didn't listen to, your heart that was neglected in favor of the hearts of other people that didn't even think of you in that way, is what I'm hearing. 1101 on the timer. Your heart is thankful for how you have stood up for it. You really should be proud of yourself. You're like an inner child. Like, your inner child is really thankful to you for standing up for yourself, because it feels like no one has ever done that. 1123 on the timer. So let's read those oracle cards before we close out your reading. A Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars. Everything turns to light. I work to improve myself, embrace all that life brings to me, and transform darkness into light. I allow myself to grow and become stronger. So there must have been a reason why I mentioned your sister sign Aries earlier. So when Libra, you are ruled by the planet of Venus. That is fertility. That is, I was about to say growth, which it is. That is fertility, basically. That's the consequence of fertility, at least. It's beauty. It's love, you know. Then we have Aries as your opposite, which is ruled by the planet of war, Mars, right? So even the war god is called Aries, I think. I mean, I know. Sorry, I don't think I know. And it feels like you've been channeling this inner fire, and I always call it the first flame, because Aries is pretty childlike compared to the rest of the fire signs, Sagittarius and Leo. And I always say that if Sagittarius is a weapon, for example, a focused shot of fire, Leo would be a campfire, a controlled but still pretty open fire. And Aries is an open flame in dry woods, or like woods, you know. So Aries is a bit out of control, and you don't like this usually. You don't like being out of control. You don't like conflict. You don't like these emotions that make you so aggressive, but channeling it this year has been so incredibly important for your growth. And it feels like you are now integrating, because we had the divine masculine and the divine feminine integration coming like out, the balance between the two. And that also reminds me of the individuation process that Carl Gustav Jung talks about, where you integrate your shadow aspects into yourself so that you become whole. It basically, 1333 on the timer, it basically brings you peace within. Yeah. So let's read the second card together. I'll read the second card for you. The voice of the heart. I silence the fear in me, and I discover the voice of my heart. The fruit of these words guides me. I trust the song of my soul. My intuition leads me on the path of light. So this is what I was channeling really early in the reading, is that the distracting voices that you've heard in your head most of your life that kept you from taking the action that your true voice wanted you to, have now been quieted down because you made them shut up. And that made it much easier for you to kind of go into hermit mode, like channel the hermit and seek the truth from within. So okay, sorry for the long break, but I just got such a strong image. I have this, I don't have a drawing of it, but actually, wait. I'll get it for you real quick. So Libra, you're a really special pile, because I haven't shown this on the internet yet to anyone before, but I have this little original character, or two of them, that I made. This is Tony. He's the tiny devil that this channel is named after, and this is Leonard. And this is who you are at the moment. So as you can see, Leonard caught a star and he's holding it close to his chest. And this is who you are. Instead of listening to the noise around you, you followed the light, and now you're holding it really close to you, because it led you, it guided you through all this noise, away from the madness I'm hearing of the relationships you were stuck in, the situations you were stuck in. And whenever you feel lost again in the noise is what I'm hearing, you should return to your heart. You should return to the light. So let's read this card together and then finish out your reading. I breathe light and stick to the essential for my soul, the present moment. I calm my thoughts. I focus on my heart and find space to be where my light and greatness are. I find peace and inner silence. So this could be a nice affirmation for you to tell yourself when you're feeling a little bit confused by what you should do because other people are influencing you in ways that aren't really serving you. And yeah, this is what you've been reflecting on during this time. And the full moon, the themes of the full moon are all about completion and abundance, a harvest, you know, bringing things to light that you've kind of neglected or that kind of went under the radar. And it's also about realizing things. And I think you've done most of these things subconsciously. They weren't conscious choices, but you have been reflecting on all of this and realizing that you have a lot to be proud for the past 6 to 12 months. So I feel really honored to have read for you today, Libra. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this reading, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe. And yeah, I hope you have a great full moon. Bye.